What it do? What it do? I see what's going on. I thank everybody for coming over. What it is. Y'all go ahead, hit y'all friends. Let them know that Dana J is live. It's live. It's live. It's live. It's live. So we got 47 in here. I need to get them I need to get them viewers up. So while I'm doing that, I want to say I hear what the haters are saying. I hear what the rejects are saying. Oh, Dana taking somebody's style. Dana trying to be like somebody else. That's far from the goddamn truth. But hey, I don't care. Let them say what they're going to say. I got a little song for them, though. You know, I got a little song just for them. So while the folks are flooding in, and before we jump in this indictment or this rebuttal, I'm going to play a little song that I got just for them. All right? Check it out. Listen to the words, though. Man. Never, ever, 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 ever. I'll never turn on my guys to go hang with the other side. You won't see that out of me, man. You won't see Dana J leave Dream Team to go hang with that team. You won't see me do it. Nope. 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 But it kills me how people want to keep my name in their mouth when this supposed to be about Robert Spencer Kelly. Kills me. It baffles me. It makes me a little woozy when I see that, because I be like, God damn, yo, these niggas lying like hell. So we gonna jump into this real quick, because I got another live that I gotta pump out tonight. So we gonna jump into this real quick. What up, Dream Team? For the people on the lawn that's watching, what's up? For the haters that came over here, but I ain't gonna say haters. For the liars and the truth twisting people that came over here to start shit, I want to say what's up too. Be very careful and cautious. My mods ain't playing no goddamn games with y'all. Mama Mary, how you doing, Mama Mary? The phone lines will be open after I finish this 16-page reading. God damn, we gonna be here for a minute. It's 4:38 now. Don't expect to get out of here no earlier than 6 o'clock, because we're gonna have some fun. And we're gonna look at some things. And then I'm gonna say this. The proof is in the pudding of who's doing what. Don't take my word for it, y'all. Y'all gonna see it today, live and in living color. Do what you want to do in living color. So yeah, it's gonna jump off today. But let's go here. United States of America versus Robert Sylvester Kelly, aka R. Kelly. Now, here's the problem that we're having. Come on, y'all. I'm gonna need y'all to be interactive today. The problem that we having is what now? The government has labeled the United States of America as a corporation. It's in all caps. Then they put Robert Sylvester Kelly as a corporation. This is what people not paying attention to. So if Robert Sylvester Kelly is a corporation, right? Why in the hell they put R. Kelly as a person? I'll let y'all think about that for a second. If Robert Sylvester Kelly is a corporation, how is R. Kelly a person? Is that possible? Is that even possible for R. Kelly to be a person, but Robert Sylvester Kelly to be a corporation? I just want to know, is that even possible? And see, a lot of people not understanding what's going on. They just read and say, Robert Sylvester Kelly, aka R. Kelly, and keep going. No, it's a problem right there. And the problem is they making the human being a person. I mean, a corporation. And they making the corporation a person. That's the only way they can go forward in this case. And because nobody has pointed this out yet, it's a problem. So I find it funny that we are looking at the lynching and the controversy in court. And I'm hesitant about reading this, right? Because this is nothing but an argument. And that's how judges keep getting paid, because lawyers keep raising controversy upon the court. So let's go here. Government's response to defendant's motion to reconsider bail and motion for evidentiary hearing. The United States of America, and you see that's bold. The United States of America. They are telling you that they're a corporation by the following sentence: by its attorney. So the United States of America hired the attorney, John R. Losh Jr. I'm going to stop there because I got a question. How can a corporation hire a human being? Is that even possible? See, when you in these foreign courts, you play by their rules. But then let's go here. Who is John R. Losh Jr.? He's the United States attorney for the Northern District of Illinois. Now watch this. You see how that's all in first person? Because he's the attorney for the people of the United States. That's what they're saying. For the Northern District of Illinois. So now y'all going to see firsthand where y'all tax money go to for everybody that pay taxes. It says hereby files this response to defendant Robert Kelly's motions to reconsider bail for an evidentiary hearing. Defendant's bail motion should be denied because this court correctly concluded that there are no condition or combination of conditions that will reasonably assure defendant's appearance in court and safety to the community because defendant is a danger to the community and flight risk. Further, defendant's motion for an evidentiary hearing should be denied because there are no material facts in dispute which bear upon the court's detention analysis. Background. On July 11, 2019, a grand jury in Northern District of Illinois returned a 13-count indictment charging defendant, among others, with a number of offenses relating to child exploitation and obstruction of justice. Counts 1 through 4 charge defendant with using a child to engage in sexually explicit conduct for the purpose of creating a visual depiction of that conduct in violation of 18 U.S.C. 2251. Specifically, these counts allege that defendant created 4 videos that depict him sexually abusing a young teen girl. Wait a minute, let's pause. So now there's 4 videos instead of 3. Why in every argument the number count for the videos go up? Have anybody else looked at that? But it says alleged that defendant created 4 videos that depict him sexually abusing a young teen girl. Count 5. Charge defendant with conspiracy to obstruct justice that span nearly 2 decades. Can you prove that? In violation of 18 U.S.C. 371, specifically, this court alleged that defendant and his co-conspirators concealed and covered up the existence of videos that depict defendant sexually abusing young girls and use physical abuse, violence, threats of violence, blackmail, and robbery to ensure that victims and witnesses did not cooperate with law enforcement. Count 6 alleged that defendant and his co-conspirators conspired to receive child pornography. And count 7 and 8 alleged that defendant received 3 specific videos of child pornography. Lastly, counts 9 through 13 charged defendant with enticing 5 minors to engage in sexual activity with him in violation of 18 U.S.C. 2422B. The government sought defendant's detention pending trial, and the court granted the government's motion. The court determined that there were no conditions that will assure the defendant's attendance at trial, and no conditions that will protect the public and certain individuals. In particular, the court having found that the rebuttal presumption in favor of detention applied, described and charged offenses as extraordinary, serious, and detailed. Hold on. I'm live. All right. And detailed the allegations of obstruction of justice. including the grand jury's finding that witnesses were paid and witnesses were threatened in order to either change testimony or not appear at all. In prior proceedings, the court also noted that the allegations pending the United States District Court for the Eastern District of New York. Hold on. Yo. I'm live. Yeah. All right. Which also carried a presumption in favor of detention. The court held that defendant had failed to overcome his burden and ordered that he be detained pending trial. The court held that defendant had failed to overcome his burden and ordered that he be detained pending trial. On August 1st, 2019, defendant filed a motion to reconsider bail. The government responded on August 30th, 2019, but defendant withdrew his motion for reconsideration on March 5th, 2020. In the interim, on February 13th, 2020, a grand jury returned a superseding indictment, which for purposes of detention and the rebuttal presumption under the Bail Reform Act, track the charges and allegations set forth in the original indictment. The additional charge relates to yet another of defendant's victims. This is defendant's third attempt to seek release from this court from the last motion to reconsider bail filed on August 2019. No circumstances unique to defendant which bear upon the court's determination under 18 USC 3142E have changed, nor does defendant even allege as much. Instead, defendant rehashes his initial argument points. I'm gonna pause there and see what they're saying. Okay. His initial arguments points to the continuance of his trial date in light of the COVID-19 pandemic, and incorrectly claims that this court misapplied the Bail Reform Act. None of these reasons warrants reversal of the detention order. Further, defendants claim that his release is warranted due to an attack he recently suffered is misplaced. Wow. As set forth below, the BOP has addressed the defendant's immediate concerns, and in any event, release of a defendant who poses such extraordinary danger to the community is an inappropriate and extreme remedy where more reasonable measures are available. So the argument, the court applied the appropriate standard and the facts support detention. The court correctly concluded that the evidence before it established that there are no conditions which would reasonably assure defendant's appearance or safeguard the community. 18 USC 3142E. In making this determination, the court, as required, considered the factors set forth in 18 USC 3142G. 1. The nature of the circumstances of the offense charged. 2. The weight of the evidence against the person. 3. The history and characteristics of the person. And 4. The nature and seriousness of the danger to any person or the community that would be posed by the person's release. 18 USC 3142G. Further, the court appropriately determined that a presumption of detention applied because defendant is charged with multiple counts of sexual exploitation of children, counts 1 through 4, a flight risk, and that he poses danger to the community, particularly to prospective witnesses. How? An enticement of minors for sexual activity, counts 9 through 13. USC 3142E. 3 and E. Presumption applies to offenses involving a minor victim under 18 USC 2251 and 2422. The presumption changes the landscape of a traditional detention analysis under the Bail Reform Act, shifting the burden of production onto the defendant. to come forward with some evidence that if released, he will not flee or endanger the community. United States versus Portis. Let me ponder with that for a second. The presumption changes the landscape of a traditional detention analysis under the Bail Reform Act, shifting the burden of production onto the defendant to come forward with some evidence that if released, he will not flee or endanger the community. Okay, I know what to do with this. Hold on for a second, y'all. Hold on. I gotta get this going on. I got an idea. Copy that. Hold on for a second. Here I come. Okay. All right. Need to leave that right there. I need to do this. Save as this PC, the file name. Save that. All right. Let's get out of this. All right. The government just pretty much left something out there that they can have used against them. Good. Here, defendant has not set forth sufficient evidence to overcome his burden, and regardless, an examination of the 3142D factors demonstrates that the court's previous orders should remain in place. Moreover, defendant's motion should be denied as moot and SOFR, as he would remain subjected to a detention order in another federal court, because the Second Circuit Court of Appeals recently denied his appeal from the Eastern District of New York order denying pretrial release under 18 USC 3142 and 3142. That right there, I want to break this down. Moreover, because you had some people saying, if Rob get released from Chicago, he's not going to get transported over to New York because the lawyers can put something in place. What did I tell y'all? There's no goddamn thing possible. Look at what it says. It says, moreover, defendant's motion should be denied as moot and SOFR, as he would remain subjected. To a detention order in another federal court, because the Second Circuit Court of Appeals recently denied his appeal from the Eastern District of New York's order denying pretrial release under 18 USC 3142E and 3142I. So therefore, even if Chicago did say, I'm going to release Robert, New York will have jurisdiction. As I said, he will remain subjected. Like I say, over here, I'm glad that we all read and we all keep each other on point, because that word subjected means he will stay put. He ain't going nowhere. And that's paraphrasing. He ain't going nowhere until New York say, thank you, Chicago. Give us our property. And when you see the word subjected like that, And when you see what's the word? The other word, moot and sulfur, they're pretty much telling you we don't have no plans on releasing him. So, A, defendant poses a risk of danger to a community and serious risk of non-appearance. How? How is that possible? How is that possible that he poses a risk of danger to the community when he was out? He ain't posed no danger then, and he knew these charges was there or was coming. And a serious risk of non-appearance. How you figure that? He shows up to every court case. Every time he got caught, he's there. So how would he not show? Secondly, where's he going to go? Thirdly, even if he tried to disguise himself, people know R. Kelly. So where's he going to go? But my problem is, you will give Don Russell, you will give Richard Arline, you will give Michael Avenatti bail with conditions. Now check this out. Don Russell got locked up in LA with travel conditions to go to Chicago. Then from Chicago, you get injuncted in New York. So I think it's time that lawyers stop playing lowball. It's time to throw some people under the bus for their client. Oh, when I say that, that make a lot of people nervous. That make a lot of people mad. But guess what? I'm in this fight for Robert versus Kelly. Fuck the rest of them. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Fuck the rest of them. So that means if Don Russell got to go, he got to go. That means if Richard Arline got to go, he got to go. That means if Dabolsky got to go, he got to go. That means if Bedbug got to go, he got to go. Don't matter. Got to go. If trading them in for R. Kelly means that's what had to happen, then why not call them out? But I got a feeling, I got an unction in my bone that something like that is about to happen. I got a feeling that the lawyers are left no other choice but to call a spade and put exactly who's doing what, when, where, and how. I got a feeling that's about to happen. And normally when I start having feelings about stuff, 9 times out of 10, I'm always right. So it says the court's ruling that the defendant is a danger to the community was supported by clear and convincing evidence. Where was the evidence? The government proffered at the detention hearing. As a practical matter, if this court were to release defendant, he will more likely than not remain at the MCC in Chicago in light of the measures BOP has taken in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. They telling you right here. As a practical matter, if this court were to release defendant, he would more likely than not remain at the MCC in Chicago in light of the measures BOP has taken in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. So where would he be? So where would he be? That's my question. If the judge is telling you this, if the judge say if this court were to release defendant, he would more likely than not remain at the MCC in Chicago. Where would he go? MCC, New York. Okay. That minor one testified under oath in the grand jury that Robert Kelly. Whoa, wait a minute. Hold on. The government proffered at the detention hearing that minor one testified under oath in the grand jury that Robert Kelly sexually abused her repeatedly, beginning when she was as young as 13 years old, and that the videos named in counts 1, 2, and 3 of the superseding indictment all show Robert Kelly sexually abusing her when she was 14 and 15 years old. Minor one's parents are also cooperating with the government. Now watch this. I'm going to show you how they get people. They support and corroborate their daughter in all respects, including back acknowledging defendant's admissions to them about his abuse of their daughter. Let's stop there. If that was true, how was minor one, which is Rashonda, able to testify under oath to the grand jury, be in labor, go to the hospital, had a baby, not be under duress, and everything is fine? And then when this came out, their lawyer said that's not true. Nobody was paid. Nobody talked to anybody. Y'all see it. So if their lawyer said it's not true, then either the government is far reaching or the government is trying to coerce somebody to say, you know what, I'm going to just go ahead and take a plea deal, this and this and this and this. I don't want to fight it. But Rob, being a person that he is, this the second time that y'all heard this story. The first time is when that motion first came out. The second time is here. Don't you think other people would have ate that part up? This is where Dana J and Team Truth butt heads. So for the people that's on the outside not looking, that's looking in, and they like, wait a minute, what's going on? Yeah, this is where Dana J and Team Truth butt heads, because they believe that she testified. I believe she didn't. And if you ever see a Team Truth Dana J or a Team Truth Dream Team in debate, it gets heated, but it's respected. Because we still stand in the middle of the road, present our argument, and respect each other. For we are not wolves and baboons, we are humans. And we can agree to disagree. So, but that is not all. In addition to minor one, the government proffered facts showing that defendant repeatedly sexually abused other teen girls, repeatedly created videos depicting his sexual abuse of teen girls, and received child pornography as part of his efforts to obstruct justice. The extent of defendant's sexual abuse of minor girls is staggering. The superseding indictment in this district alone alleges 6 minor victims. And as proffered at the detention hearing, defendant sexually abused those girls hundreds of times before they turned 18 years old. Now, either I'm slow or now I can say the government is lying. Because I know 3 of the alleged victims that's in the Chicago indictment, they were clearly 19 years old. They clearly stayed the night at the studio for 4 nights. The parents ain't never calling a missing person report or nothing. They set out their own mouth. They slept at the studio and stayed there, and he treated us like a king. One of them said verbatim, I don't want nothing to happen to him. but it makes me upset when I think about what we could have and I didn't. No, and I wasn't allowed to be there with him. That don't sound like a victim. That sound like a scorned female. So come on. We have to. And then with these videos, this is why the defense fund is so needed and so helpful. With these videos, right? We can have specialists come in to find out if anything was cut and out of place or if it was moved improperly. I want you to think about what I just said. We need specialists for the defense fund so that way they can tell if things was moved out of place or if things was moved improperly. So with that point, it goes to the extent of defendant sexual abuse of minor girls is okay. Google, stop. Okay. And it says the extent of the defendant's sexual abuse of minor girls is staggering. We got that. Okay. Defendant even married a 15-year-old girl when he was 27 years old. Oh, they trying to make him look bad. They trying to make him look real bad. Sorry about that. I had to put that text in. The government produced and discovery to defendant the official marriage application, marriage certificate, and annulment records for this marriage. The government produced and discovery to defendant the official marriage application, marriage certificate, and annulment records for this marriage. So if the government produced that, then right, how was that possible when none of the marriage certificates that was produced even had proper signatures or even looked at it? And on top of that, remember, if you go back to the very first beginning when they did the superseding indictment for Aaliyah, they clearly said they could not find no record of a marriage application. So if they can't find nothing, how was they able to come up with it now? And then on top of that, the official that did it, shouldn't they go to jail too? If Robert got to go, then shit, everybody got to go. Shouldn't Demetrius go to jail too? Because Demetrius said that he the one that set it all up and got the fake IDs. Come on. But it's a far from being a one-time mistake. Defendant's sexual abuse of minors was intentional and prolific. As the government stated during the detention hearing, the danger posed by a defendant regarding the risk that he will abuse or attempt to abuse minors is ongoing. Being sexually attracted to young girls is not something that you can just turn on and turn off like a light switch. I'm going to pause that there. If that's the case, if they trying to say that Rob is a pedophile, don't you think he would have had a consistent track of young women? But no, he had all women, not young women. He had all women. Kels Ted said Demetrius snitching. He said he paid them to get it under the table. See? That's everything that Demetrius is saying. Nisi 69, okay. This is crazy. So it's who the defendant is. It's what he's been doing for most of his adult life, and that makes him a danger today. The court's finding of dangerousness was well supported. Defendant argues that he is not a current danger simply because of the age of the underlying offenses alleged in the superseding indictment. Defendant, however, wildly ignores that the conspiracy to obstruct justice allegation runs to the present day, meaning that defendant currently poses a risk of obstruction of justice. Whoa. So because they got in their mind that it's a possibility, they then turn around and trying to make it a fact? Impossible. Your possibility is not my fact. And I will argue that down to the T. Just because you have a strong assumption doesn't mean that that's a fact. This is because as long as victims are available to testify, and as long as evidence exists that the government has not yet obtained, defendants' goals to obstruct justice and conceal evidence are present. That right there is telling me everything I need to know. And what it's telling me is this right here. And I'm going to read this slow. This is because as long as victims are available to testify, I'm going to break that down right there. As victims are available to testify, how can you be a victim if you haven't been victimized and nobody has been labeled a person that victimized people? Let's go here. He haven't been charged. It's all allegations. So how can you already charge him on paper before he's been heard in the court of law amongst his peers? That right there is bias. And then it says, and as long as evidence exists that the government has not yet obtained. So basically what they're saying is, as long as they think it's more evidence out there, they want to keep him locked up because they think that he is not going to allow them to get the evidence. But here's my question. What if there's no more evidence? And then here's the next question. If there is more evidence, why is it that by y'all being the almighty government, why is it that y'all haven't obtained it yet? Second part to that question is, why did y'all say everything that y'all went through is going to help him? So we don't want to give it over. Therefore, what you're saying right here is bullshit. It's fluff and bullshit. It seems scary on paper as you read it, but when you in the courtroom and you hear the lady say, well, I don't feel like that we should do that and we should do that, and everything that the defendant team put down there, y'all don't want to do. Prime example, for all of the victims y'all have, why haven't nobody sought help on no levels? That raises red flags. You're a victim and you don't have no kind of help, no mental, no sexual, no nothing, no sexual abuse classes, no mental help, no counseling, no nothing, no track record of none of that. But you know what I mean? Kel's headline, I totally agree. Since we know who keeps harassing the Jane Does, they make it worse. I totally agree. I totally agree. And then it says, then the government go here. For example, and as the court noted, one of the videos charged in the superseding indictment is still out there somewhere. After saying all that, to come back and say this as an example, that's a reach. For example, and as the court noted, one of the videos charged in the superseding indictment is still out there somewhere. How in the hell can you charge somebody for a video that you don't even have possession of? Fucking possible. Impossible. You charging somebody for a video that's not even out there. Can I ask a question? Can y'all make that make sense? Can y'all make that make sense? You charging this man for a video that you don't even have in your possession, and clearly you see that's Damon Pryor on that video, and Damon Pryor took ownership. And then check this out. They say, and if all three or four videos, one of which apparently has not surfaced yet, but must be out there somewhere, had all three of them, who knows how the case could have come out. This fact demonstrates defendants' previous successful attempts to obstruct justice, as well as the ongoing incentive to continue to obstruct justice. So the only thing I can think about is this right here. And I'm going to take y'all back. I'm going to take y'all back to a Michael Avenatti press conference in Chicago. If y'all can remember, y'all remember when he said, R. Kelly will never see the light of day again. Y'all remember that? So if they saying R. Kelly will never see the light of day again, how do he know that unless he have a hand in it some kind of way? And then let's go here. They clearly says it. He said, but the federal government clearly says, and if all three or four videos, one of which apparently has not surfaced yet. Is that the video Michael Avenatti was talking about? So because he's locked up, I guess it won't surface. Nobody is thinking about that. Now I'm gonna bring y'all around the corner with it. If Michael Avenatti has a video and that alleged video have not surfaced yet, it's clear to see that because he made the statement, Robert will never see the light of day again, he have a hand in keeping Robert locked up as well, or for him to be in this case alone. However, if Robert can't see the light of day, and Michael Avenatti said that well before they came and got Robert locked up, where's that other video? And that's all you got to do is discredit one video. The other ones will be doo-doo. As Dion and would say, they will be dookie. And I want to say this, excuse me, because I've reached out to Deion Sanders myself. Congrats on your new head coaching job, man, at the new college. I know y'all going to turn it around down there because you got a team down there. Congrats to Deion Sanders. But back to what we're saying. And then they say, one of which apparently has not surfaced yet, but must be out there somewhere. Had all three of them, who knows how the case could have come out. Then it says this fact demonstrates defendant's previous successful attempts to obstruct justice. How? How do that show that he obstructed justice? There's no way that is showing that. But because the government can't find the tapes, they want to say Robert got people working for him that's obstructing justice. Well, I got another avenue, federal government. What if the tapes don't even exist? What if what y'all talking about is nothing but a mere lie? Let's go here. With this coming out on 100 devices, as they say over there on Team Truth, with the 100 devices, why ain't none of that in this rebuttal? It'll make you say, what was really on them devices? But was Dana J correct that nothing but Tor stuff was on them devices? And see, and that's what's going to be had at the next debate. And what we're doing is because me and Larry are spearheading a lot of stuff, and along with Levi, what we're doing is we want to see the people that's rocking with us. Let's see how much have they retained. Let's let them talk. Let's let them put their facts on the table. Because we all know that y'all are tired of me, Larry, and Levi. Y'all are tired of hearing us go back and forth. So let's hear the people that rocks with us go back and forth. And soon, y'all going to get tired of them. And then the next wave won't come in. And truth to be told, this R. Kelly case is not the only case. Because I can't wait to tackle this Breonna Taylor case. I can't wait. Bill, what's up? Sharby, she said medical records or nothing. Ooh. Uh-oh. Then it says the defense is flatly incorrect. Oh! The defense is flatly incorrect that it was improper for the court to consider the grand jury's probable cause finding that defendant committed the acts alleged in the indictment, including obstructing justice. I got one question to ask the federal government. How is the defense flatly incorrect? Here's my thing. When you go to an indictment, it's only one side. And then, here's where the lies come in play. A person for the federal government, I don't want to butcher her name. She stood up there and told the Judge Lemonweber, that she never viewed anything at the grand jury. They never watched the tapes because she said there was no tapes there to watch. It was people coming in, giving testimony, and that was it. So this guy is going at the defense. And I like the strategy because now the defense gotta come out and start naming people. If not, this case is over. If the defense don't come out hitting people over the head and saying what they have done and showing what they have done, this case is over. And with that, with the defense putting people out there like that, guess what? That's when the judge going to say, we got to indict this one. We got to indict that one. We got to indict that one. We got to indict that one. Who was on this phone call with this one? Who was on that phone call with that one? Who was on that phone call with that one? That means the YouTube streets will be quiet as hell. Because when that happened, nobody want to hear that. Time to go. And then it says, to the contrary, the grand jury's determination is an appropriate and relevant factor in the pretrial detention analysis under 3142. Then they give you case law. The grand jury's unreviewed finding. They telling you right here. Check it. The grand jury's unreviewed finding similarly may play a significant role in determining a defendant's eligibility for release before trial under the Bail Reform Act of 1984, 18 U.S.C. 3141. Wait, the grand jury's unreviewed finding, right? But just above that, it says the defense is flatly incorrect that it was improper for the court to consider the grand jury's probable cause finding that defendant committed the acts alleged in the indictment. So if they didn't see it, how do they know it happened? If they didn't see it, how do they know it happened? If they didn't see it, how do they know it happened? So basically, what I can do is I can go to a grand jury and say, all my baby moms raped me. I didn't want to participate. And they all go to jail. And I put out there and say, well, but they made me videotapes and stuff, and I didn't want to do it, and I was scared, and then they all go to jail, right? Impossible. It's bullshit. I'm sorry. Oh, God dang it. It's dookie all through all that. And it's not making sense. Then it says defendant attempts to discount the significance of a missing video. So now the federal government gone into scare tactic mode, suggesting that additional videos would have been immaterial to the outcome of his previous trial. So what that's telling me is that they never got anything new. They went back to the 2002, 2008, 2006. Now y'all wondering like what the hell happened. They went back and got them videos. They also went down to Florida and they got some of that, whatever it was in there. And then it seemed like some people tried to piece some stuff together. And then they coming with this. So I done caught like 4 lies already that the federal government has said. Because Rashonda said herself, I ain't testify. And I keep telling people to cooperate and to testify is 2 different things. Yes, I can cooperate with you all day. But when you ask me questions, that means I just sit there and listen to look at you. I don't got to say nothing to you. Or I can say I plead the fifth. And here's the next thing. You think I'm going to throw myself in jail? And this is me playing roles of Rashonda now. I just had a baby. Do you think I'm going to throw myself in jail and I'm going to be away from my baby? Right. I mean, that's just role play. So when you want her to incriminate herself by lying, that's crazy. Because what are you going to say now? Yup, he did it. He did it. And then they're going to say, well, perjury. Because you lied back in 2008. Come on, man. And you got to be smart to see through this. But for people that think he's guilty, they're going to take this and run with it and say, look, it says it in the paperwork. I know it said it in the paperwork. But can I ask you a question? If we haven't seen it, how can we say it's valid? Just like people want to say, well, how can you say it's valid that bed bug either had part in it or know about that car bombing? Well, I heard for myself that he said Azrael car is on fire. Matter of fact, this is what we're going to do. We ain't even going to go that far. I'm going to play it. And I want y'all to tell me what it say. I want y'all to tell me what it say. Taylor mix for you. Hold on. Is this the video?
It's all right. Yeah, Taylor mix. Taylor. I'm saying, anytime they're gonna lock him up like Bill, they gonna lock his ass up like Bill. You know what I'm saying? You better stick this. It ain't personal, okay? Just break out the TV and try to blast him in one game. That's what I call him, a dope dealer motherfucking singer. Ken ain't nothing but a dope dealer singer. You know ass bullshit. No different than a fucking drug dealer who did it, or these young hoes who fucking. His daughter, Azrael Clary, car is on fire. And it's the whole big, what's the name of that?
Wait.
Azrael.
All right. So here we go. I'm going to let y'all hear this, right? I'm going to let y'all hear this. All right. Now, with y'all hearing this, and I want y'all to be honest with me. Hold on. Did testify in front of the grand jury in July of 2019 and said that it was her on the original tape and 4 new tapes who we haven't seen. Never testified in 2008 since the case was instructed. Kels Tears, I totally got to say I disagree with you on that. I disagree with you on that. Because Rashonda ain't never testified. And I'm here's my thing. Here's my thing, and I'm gonna go here. If she did, that's her cross to bear. If she didn't, that's still the government's cross to bear. Can I see it in the indictment, Kelsey? Trust me, I see it. But just because it's there, don't mean that it happened. That could be a ploy just to get Rob to either take a plea or to admit to something that's not true. That's how the government plays. But the government will play games with you and make you think like, oh shit, could that be true? What I'm saying is, and I'm glad y'all here. But I'm glad y'all here. Hey Tony, but I'm glad y'all here because y'all can be the opposers to what I'm saying. No perjury and an instructor kid. Not true. Not true. Because how can it be perjury, right? But I'm checking. No, I'm sorry. How can it be anything obstructed when they came out and said they was never paid and they were never sent in anywhere? Cal's Tears, I totally agree, but I totally would love to have that debate. And like you said, we will see. Yeah, that will be the ultimate right there. That will be the ultimate right there. And if she did testify, it's nothing nobody can say. You see what I'm saying? But I want y'all to hear this. And y'all tell me what y'all hear. Listen to this.
His daughter, Asriel Clary, car is on fire. And it's a whole big, what's the name of that? Do you know that I had a.
Now, question. Hold on.
His daughter, Asriel Clary, car is on fire. And it's a whole big, what's the name of that? Do you know?
Here's my question. If you wasn't there, right? If you wasn't there, if the nigga that don't take no bath or the dirty nigga wasn't there, how do he know the car was on fire? And then when he started to go into detail of what the car looked like, he was cut off. So with that being said, Michael Williams and the dirty guy, so is Michael Williams and the dirty guy connected some kind of way? Well, if Cash was cool with them, then of course they would be connected. I'm gonna tell you now. If Cash was in with them the way she was, of course, the dirty guy, the guy that don't take a bath, and the guy that begs his subscribers for cash apps 24/7, 7 days a week, and then cusses his people out because they don't donate. Could he be a co-conspirator in this case? I'm just asking questions. Who was the other person on the phone with him? Sherman Hemsley. Sherman Hemsley is the other guy on the phone. So as I listen to this, right? As I listen to this,
his daughter, Asriel Clary, car is on fire. And it's a whole big, what's the name of that? Do you know that I had a charge for?
well, what I want to know is the same thing the prosecutor is going to want to know. And what the prosecutor is going to want to know, hey, Alicia, what the prosecutors want to know is, how do you know that her car was on fire? That's the first question. Second question is, how can you detail the fact that her car was on fire? Third thing, what is your connection to Cash Jones? How well do you know Cash Jones? Have you been close to Cash Jones? Well, with that being said, how well do you know Michael Williams? Because he's the only one that's being held without bond right now. So these are questions that everybody that's not slow want to know. And I'm going to play it again.
His daughter, Asriel Clary, car is on fire. And it's a whole big, what's the name of that? Do you know that I had a.
I'm lost. Because if you will come and say something like that and I hear it, I'm going to automatically say, this not making sense to me. You know too much. So how can you detail? So how can you detail what happened? How can you detail what happened if you wasn't there? That's my question. So let's finish with this indictment. Defendant attempts to discount the significance of a missing video, suggesting that additional videos would have been immaterial to the outcome of his previous trial. But there undoubtedly is a substantial difference between a jury seeing one tape showing one instance of several abuse and a jury seeing 4 tapes depicting 4 instances of sexual abuse of the same girl. Additionally, defendant points to the fact that minor 1 and her parents previously denied that she was depicted in video 1 as alleged. See, here we go. Additionally, defendant points to the fact that minor 1 and her parents previously denied that she was depicted in video 1 as alleged in the superseding indictment. However, those false denials were induced by defendant's threats, coercion, and payments. Both minor 1 and her parents are now cooperating. Here we go. Both minor 1s and her parents are cooperating with law enforcement. They're cooperating. Don't mean that they testify. And then they say, and they acknowledged that defendant sexually abused minor 1 and that defendant pressured them to deny that fact to law enforcement. Here's my question. How can they say that he pressured them when he wasn't around them when they got questioned? Make it make sense. Defendant also incorrectly argues that his co-defendant was alleged mastermind of any obstruction. Wait a minute. Defendant also incorrectly argues that his co-defendant was the alleged mastermind of any obstruction. Now, do you see what's going on? The government is trying to put Daryl McDavid and Robert against each other. Now, here's another thing. Neither minor 1 nor her parents previously denied that minor 1 was depicted on video 2 and video 3 being sexually abused by defendant. Defendant also argued in his motion that he is not a danger to the community because nothing was found when a search warrant was executed at Mr. Kelly's condominium. Okay, that is incorrect. The government seized dozens of electronic devices from defendant's condominium, and the search of those devices is ongoing. Well, if y'all seize dozens of electronic devices from defendant's condominium, then why haven't y'all put out there what y'all found? I'll tell you why. Because if you've been to court, you will see when a lady said, Your Honor, a lot of the stuff that we found, it will help Mr. Kelly. So we don't want to give it over to the defense team. But they don't talk about that. Release and bond for him. Defendant is entitled to bond. The premise of this argument that defendant was not the mastermind behind the obstruction that benefited him is incorrect. Defendant did not merely sit back and let others protect him. As the government stated at the hearing, the evidence will prove that defendant was the leader to obstruct justice, and whatever his co-defendants did in furtherance of the obstruction of justice, they did on his behalf. I can't wait to court because I want to see this. Unlike defendant, the co-defendant's role in receiving child pornography was not because they enjoy viewing it. It was because defendant instructed them to obtain these sex tapes with minors that the defendant was on. They were doing what the defendant told them to do. The government agreed to conditions of bond for these individuals because they do not pose the extreme danger to minors that defendant does. Wow. Here come the bombshell. They were doing what the defendant told them to do. The government agreed to conditions of bond for these individuals because they do not pose the extreme danger to minors that defendant does. I'm going to say it again. The government agreed to conditions of bond for these individuals. Daryl McDavid, Don Russell, Richard Arline, June. But we all know that June ain't talking. And what got June bond is when people said that June wasn't around only but at certain times. Then it says defendant's reliance on United States versus Dominguez is misplaced. How? In that case involving allegations of distribution of narcotics, the defendant argued that he was not a danger to the community, and the detaining court failed to make a finding that the government met its burden of persuasion to the contrary. Unlike in that case, here the government proffered evidence that defendant is likely to continue to engage in criminal conduct given his past sexual misconduct and ongoing efforts to obstruct justice. Even in Dominguez's case, recognize that courts may consider whether a defendant's past conduct suggests the likelihood of future misconduct, which is exactly what the court did here. Additionally, the court here did not simply conclusively apply the presumption of detention. Instead, it analyzed the information provided by both the government and the defendant and correctly concluded that the defendant should be detained pending trial. Then it goes on into the breakdown about the detaining him, about let's go here. Let's go here. He is now, for the very first time, facing a mandatory minimum of 10 years imprisonment and up to a maximum of 195 years on the Illinois indictment alone. Damn. On top of that, New York has a possible sentence of up to 80 years, and that changes everything. Indeed, the fact that the defendant poses a significant risk of flight is the reason that a federal magistrate judge in the Eastern District of New York held defendant without bail pending trial, a finding which has been affirmed 4 times by the Eastern District of New York and once by the Second Circuit. The defense argues that defendant lacks the resources to flee. This is incorrect. Bank records produced to defendant show that the defendant controls a nominee bank account that received at least $1.2 million last year. This account was established in early 2019, shortly after the defendant was charged with sexual exploitation crimes in the circuit court of Cook County by directing substantial income to a nominee bank account. It appears defendant was attempting to avoid financial consequences associated with the pending criminal charges in this and other cases, including fines and victim restitution. Okay, here's what I see now. I'm just give y'all what I see, but I'm gonna finish reading this. Moreover, given defendant's past conduct, there's a risk he would use these funds to continue his pattern of paying off witnesses and victims to lie or remain silent about his crimes. Accordingly, contrary to defendant's argument, the court heard and considered not just the nature and circumstances of the offenses, but also the weight of the evidence, defendant's history and characteristics, and the nature, and seriousness of the danger he poses to the community. In doing so, the court correctly, concluded that defendant failed to overcome the presumption requiring detention. And then it goes to there are no conditions that will reasonably assure the safety of the community and defendant's appearance. And we all know that this is a lie, and they detail that. Then an evidentiary hearing is not required. There are no disputed issues of material fact. There are a lot of disputed issues, but he was forced to assault hip hop R&B singer Robert Kelly in hopes of getting spotlight attention and world news notice on the alleged corruption. Farmer also states that he discussed his plan to assault defendant with a mental health specialist at the MCC, and that the doctor stated, "You don't want to assault Kelly. If you did, you would have done it." Farmer states that he was disrespectful to the doctor and that the doctor stated, "Go do it then." Farmer claims he then stormed out of the office. The doctor screamed at him to come back, and that Farmer refused and physically assaulted Kelly. According to information obtained by the MCC's investigation of this incident, Farmer assaulted defendant Robert Kelly. However, the doctor reports that during his brief encounter with Farmer prior to the assault, Farmer never mentioned Kelly and denies saying, "Go do it then." Even if Farmer's account is taken as true, these facts are not material to this court's detention determination under the Bail Reform Act and making its determination under 18 U.S.C. 3142. The factors for the court's consideration are set forth in 18 U.S.C. 3142G and do not include a pretrial detainee conditions of confinement because the facts surrounding defendant's assault are natural to material. The instant motion for bond, defendant's motion for an evidentiary hearing should be denied. Wow. Release from custody is not an appropriate remedy. Why wouldn't it be? Okay, it's case law and they talking about some stuff. And then a conclusion, the government respectfully requests that the defendant continue to be detained pending trial. And it came from John R. Losh Jr. What I want to do is Dream Team. We need to take this, get into a private Zoom, break this down, and do what we got to do. However, I'm not ready to let some shit go. And when I'm not ready to let some stuff go, I get very upset about some stuff, and I mean what I say. And where's it at? I mean what I say, and I say what I mean. We got to pray for Robert, but here's what I'm going to say right now. What I'm about to read is crazy. Yo, why is any YTF people over here? I don't rock with y'all ever. At Toy Smith, the Dream Team, with all due respect, you have to take yourself out of what you would have done But that is exactly what her parents did. Pettyville. But I find that funny because if that was the case, then Greg would have been gone. I don't know what's going on in the chat, but I don't know. I'll let my mods handle that. But I don't have to plant narratives, especially when it's sitting right there. I've never planted anything. It's sitting right there. And this right here is clearly a threat. It's clearly a threat. And it clearly says this. Check this out, Janet. I'm just a blogger with an opinion. I understand you trying to build your platform, but making cartoons and images and using my voice, slandering my name is not the way to go. You seem like a pretty decent, God-fearing woman. I'm asking you to remove those false cartoons of me because I don't want to research you. Because I don't want to research you and have a sin, cease, and desist letter sent to your home. So now we know what they do over there. They want to research you and they want to try all this crazy shit. Then it says, now I read your bio on YouTube about your husband receiving 25 years. I've been out of prison 25 years of March this year. I'm asking you to stop with the slandering of my name, image, and character. Just thought I'd reach out to you before going any further. I got one goddamn question. How the fuck do you expect for somebody to request or honor your request, motherfucker, when you built your whole life off of me? When you slandered my name, you try to tarnish my image and my character, but you want somebody to acknowledge you? I'm glad I see this. I'm glad this was sent to me. It has now gone to New York. There's no honor amongst thieves. You can't want something one way and you don't follow suit. I swear these people think people are slow dumb. You can't have things one way and then follow suit and then don't follow suit. I'm just, I just don't understand. How can you have it one way and don't follow suit another way? I just don't get it. And with that being said, you will not have your cake and eat it too. Not on my watch. So with that being said, this brother got his own song. I want y'all to hear this, man. This shit funny. I want y'all to hear this. It's called the Bed Bug Song. Check it out.
Yeah. You got some bed bugs in your house? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We'll start by showing you the bed bugs.
You wondering where the fuck the motherfuckers come from? Them y'all dirty ass friends. Bed bugs, they're in the couch. Bed bugs, they're in your house. Bed bugs, they're in your clothes. Bed bugs, oh. Bed bugs, they're in your bed. Bed bugs, they're in your head. Bed bugs, get them fucking dead. Bed bugs, oh. You know I came on your house, I got a couple bugs, they feel like lungs. Woo. Why the heck they do that? You look around here smiling. You know you had them. You got a rash. Then on my ass, I feel a big bump on my ass. Bed bugs, they're in the couch. Bed bugs, they're in your house. Bed bugs, they're in your clothes. Bed bugs, oh. Bed bugs, they're in your bed. Bed bugs, they're in your head. Bed bugs, kill them fucking dead. Bed bugs, oh. Bed bugs on my bed. Bed bugs in my hair. On my butt. Look that hair. Bed bugs, stay on the couch. Bed bugs, stay on the floor. Bed bugs, stay everywhere. Bed bugs, you better spray. Bed bugs, stay on the floor. Bed bugs, stay on the couch. Bed bugs, stay in your bed. Bed bugs, you better spray. Bed bugs, look at this bump. Ain't that a bitch? My shit real itchy. Give me some cream. This shit really hurt. What the fuck is a bed bug doing on my shirt? Oh my fucking god. I'm killing fucking Rob. He runs to my house. And Mickey Mouse. Don't forget about him. He know how to swim. I put him in the washer. He wouldn't die. Bed bugs, they on the bed. Bed bugs, they on the floor. Bed bugs, they everywhere. Bed bugs, you better spray. Bed bugs, they on the floor. Bed bugs, they everywhere. Bed bugs, they everywhere. Hey, hey. Bed bugs, bed bugs, bed bugs, bed bugs, bed bugs, bed bugs everywhere. Bed bugs, bed bugs, get that motherfucker. Bed bugs. Is that a pebble right there? Bed bugs. Is that a pebble over there? Bed bugs. Is that a bed bug right here? Bed bugs. Bed bugs. Look, bed bugs. Look, there. I went to sleep right there, like I didn't give a care. But when I woke up, y'all laughing all day. Let me choke up. But I quickly just woke up. Excuse him. She broke up. That dude just broke up. Because I didn't make me wake up. And I was mad. Bed bugs, they on the floor. Bed bugs, they on the couch. Bed bugs, they on your shirt. I gotta go home. I don't live here. I was mad. You everywhere. Bed bugs, they everywhere. Bed bugs. Oh.
Yo. Yo. God damn. But, you know, people say that they for Roberts versus Kelly. I beg to differ. You know, people talking about Dana this, Dana that, Bozo this, Bozo that. Talking about let's go down memory lane. And I keep telling you, memory lane is not a good place. Especially when you go with me. And I've made it a vow that we not say their names over here. We just give them nicknames. So I just give them, Bedbug got a lot of names. He got Bedbug. He got Dookie Shoot Driver. He got Bishop 3 to 4. There's so many names. Faces and Beyond. Hey, wait a minute. I didn't know you was over here. You know, she got to get that wrench back. So I'm going to go down memory lane today. Okay? Now, I've asked a question. If anybody can say or can produce when Dana said anything bad about Roberts versus Kelly, please produce it. If anybody can produce the fact that I am on video or on tape saying I accepted $5,000 to get Robert locked up, and I'm accepting $35,000 once he gets sentenced, can somebody please produce that? I'm gonna go live and say it. Please produce it. I'm still, and I'm gonna keep it real with you, I'm still, and it's 2 years later, waiting on the video where myself, grown man, Angelo, and Azriel was in Vegas gambling and playing cards. I'm still waiting on that. Because they said I had on some sandals and my feet was out, which I know that's a lie because I got ugly feet. Because I worked hard as a youngster. So I used to throw boots on and go trap. So I got ugly feet. Even though they cute to some, but I think they ugly. I'm just trying to figure out, when is this video going to produce? That's what I'm waiting for. But I'm going to go down memory lane. And I think everybody that's for R. Kelly need to take into perspective of one thing. This video is brutal. The stuff that's being said is very brutal. And when hypocrites over here, well, we're not over here with the Dream Team, but over on their side, can say, I'm here for injustice. But then you want to get into messy, petty shit. I got to dismiss you because you phony as fuck. Or they want to be behind the scenes trying to orchestrate shit to get rid of people. You bullshit. But when you can overlook this, it's a problem. This let me know it's all about the Cash App. It's all about the money that's in it. It's all about whatever. Everybody, and let me get this straight about Cash App. Everybody have a Cash App. Everybody have a Cash App. It's not the fact that you have a Cash App. It's how you utilize your Cash App. So if you brutally forcing people to give to you because they feel sorry for you or they scared that you might do something crazy, so they give to you to keep you from doing stuff crazy, or they just under your lying ass spell, that's abuse. Can I give it to you? Some people got a gift for gab. Some people got a heart to go beg. I don't. I'm a man of morals. So what you about to hear is very fucking brutal. I don't want nobody to get mad at me saying, Dana, fuck that shit. It's very brutal. So here you go.
That's all right. Yeah, Taylor Mix. Taylor Mix for you. What you gonna do, boo? Yeah, Taylor Mix. Taylor Mix for you. What you gonna do, boo?
And see, DJ Tyson's lying ass tried to say I started something with him. But if you heard, and this was what, 3 or 4 days ago, he called me out. Seems as though he wanted my attention. And I understand he needs content and likes to beef with people. But see, what he's going to be mad about is I'm not going to go down the road he wants me to go down with him. See, he wants me talking about sex talk and talking about his little wee-wee and cash apps and money and materialistic things. But see, it's not going to go that way. I am going to stick to the topic at hand. And see, he doesn't want me to continue to keep playing that same video of him talking about R. Kelly like that. He wants to throw me off and wheel me in talking about his PP and this and that, and you a bum. I'm not going to do that this time, brother. And tell me, what does that mean? If I Do a video that you've watched, and I asked this man to explain to the people, address it, admit it, talk about why you talked about R. Kelly the way you did when he was down. And if you don't address that, what does that tell you? It tells you that he's guilty. Because that's a big deal. That's a big deal to actually dislike R. Kelly like he does and pretend to really like R. Kelly. It is a big deal for people to support DJ Tyson and Nabowski. It's a big deal for people to support them. And they don't know what he actually said and how he really feels about R. Kelly. It's a big deal for you to have a best friend or a friend that you're looking out for, that you're hanging with, that supports you, and your best friend never tells you that she slept with your man. That's a big deal. Would you give a white homeless man money if he had his hand out and he was hungry and you walked past him? Would you give him money? The average person would. But would you give that same white homeless man money if you learned or found out that he was a racist and hated your black ass? I don't think you would you? Because that would make it a big deal. And I will play that video footage of DJ Tyson 1,000 times because that's what he's trying to distract me from doing. He doesn't want me to do it. So why would you support DJ Tyson when you know that DJ Tyson celebrated R. Kelly's downfall?
I got daughters, so what? But at the same time, talking about the instant getting head, R. Kelly got issues. You know what I'm saying? And he talking about they want to lock him up like Bill. Oh, they finna lock his ass up like Bill. You know what I'm saying? He better start. He better start singing that song, Prayer Change. Prayer Change. You better start singing it because he gonna need it. He gonna get in trouble. I promise you this life. R. Kelly gonna get in trouble. And whatever he do, they gonna slam just like they did O.J. Simpson, man. And you know, it's I don't know what's wrong with dude, man. It's infatuation with these young ass girls. I'm saying to myself, dude, you got any woman in the world. But just because these chicks is legal, you think it's cool to fuck with. Thinking it's this, it ain't that. You know what I'm saying? Now, R. Kelly, he's so motherfucking dumb, he can't see that he got all on the fucking, whatever the fuck that case was. And this goofy ass nigga still fucking with these young hoes. They're boys. Let's go even to the article, man, young simple man. Where I take this little jerk. And, listen to your own personal opinion about this R. Kelly shit, man. Hate it or love it, call me what you want, say what you want. This ain't got nothing to do with dollars or something. This ain't got nothing to do if I got daughters or not. This ain't got shit to do with no kids. This got something to do with my personal opinion. You know what I'm saying? See, here's what I don't understand. Why I don't understand? Because it's all about money at the end of the day. First of all, let me say, R. Kelly is not an innocent ass dude. Why I don't understand? Because it's all about money at the end of the day. First of all, let me say, R. Kelly is not an innocent ass dude. But enough is enough fucking nothing. Man got issues. We all know that. Man pissed on the grill. We all know that. I'm just a messenger. I'm just a fucking messenger. That's all I am. Hate me, believe me, I don't give a fuck. But enough is enough fucking nothing. Man got issues. We all know that. Man pissed on the grill. We all know that. But I'm gonna tell you this here. Sometimes God grace and mercy runs out of you. Really? How many times you think God will give you break before you gonna have to pay the consequences for your sin? I got daughters, so what? But at the same time, I'm talking about the instant getting head. R. Kelly TV and try to fly some of the money ain't good no more. You know what I'm saying? Come on. I can't ain't no dope to the singer. You went on TV and try to fly some of the money ain't good no more. You know what I'm saying? Come on. I can't ain't no dope to the singer. You know how the dope dealer was back in the day? You know how the dope dealer was back in the day? Remember when the dope dealer, when everybody know the dope dealer had the rims and shit, and he could ride around town, and all the whole little young guys knew he was a dope dealer. And then when they started fucking with the dope dealer, they got the pair of Jordans. That's all I tell you, a dope dealer singer. That's what I call him, a dope dealer motherfucking singer. Ken ain't nothing but a dope dealer singer. You know how the dope dealer was back in the day? You know how the dope dealer was back in the day? Remember when the dope dealer, when everybody know the dope dealer had the rims and shit, and he could ride around town, and all the whole little young guys knew he was a dope dealer. And then when they started fucking with the dope dealer, they got the new pair of Jordans. That's all I tell you, a dope dealer singer. That's what I call him, a dope dealer motherfucking singer. He sings his way into the young old life and now all this material ass bullshit. No different than a fucking drug dealer who did it, or these young hoes who fuck with these drug dealers who sold drugs and the wolves and all fucking money, whatever the case may be. And they sit up there and feel like they got a piece of the dough. You know what I'm saying? Come on. I can't ain't no his daughter, Ashby Clary, car is on fire. And it's a whole big, what's the name of that, that do you know?
Man. Boy, I made some turkey wings, but shit. I don't got nothing on this. But Taylor put out a cartoon. And we're gonna watch this joint. Nope. I seen that one. Hold on. Let's see which one. Okay, I seen all them. Hold on. Shout out to Taylor Mix for you. You know, shout out to Taylor Mix. Yeah. But we definitely gonna watch this one though. We definitely gonna watch this one. Share audio. Excuse me. There we go. Shout out to Classy J.
Good evening. How are you tonight? How is everyone doing? I am coming at you. I am very tired tonight, so I won't be doing a live, but I do have something special for you. Before I get into it, I just want to give a couple of shout outs. I want to give a shout out to Hot Rod in the house. You look him up, his channel is Hot Rod. And if you, in your search, type Hot Rod in the house, you'll be able to find him. Go subscribe to him. He is really good, motivational, health, wealth, and inspiration. Love his channel. I also want to give a shout out to Taylor Mix for you. You gave me the best day ever. I laughed all day long. Your cartoon was awesome. It was beautiful. It was right on point. And I want to thank you for that. You inspired me to do a little cartoon of my own, which I'm going to play now. So I thank you. Shout out, everyone. Go over to
Taylor Mix.
Taylor Mix for You and subscribe to her channel as well. And she gets all the credit. She's the first one out there with these cartoons, but I want to give the credit where it's due. Love you, sis. And I probably won't be coming back on after this. I am tired. I am going to sleep. I just wanted to give you something to smile about, and it's really short. So, one moment.
Meet me at the altar in your white dress. We ain't getting no younger, we might as well do it. Will you marry me?
No.
At the R. Kelly rally, we did that shit. We did that shit. We did that shit. Now I'm gonna take a shit. I'm gonna start talking about a 3P rally. And those goofies are gonna send me some cash outs to my blessings.
DJ, this is because of support that bullshit protest in New York. The mother fathers hated on our rally and even ran people away. Now they want to unite. Nah, bro, no. Don't support that jinky ass shit. It will be an epic failure. That is Sharon's shit. Yo, this is Kells. Leave me the fuck alone. Don't have no more rallies. I don't want your enterprise and fuck your YouTube family. They gonna give me life in prison.
Come on in, come on in. I got an announcement to make. Come on in, come on in. And get them likes up. Get them likes up.
What? Is it Master DJ?
We're gonna ask where were the parents at the next rally. And we're gonna say, one man ain't no enterprise. The government better stop telling lies.
You think they will know my real name? Is Christopher Gunn?
Yes, like they know my name is Kevin Terrell. That's how it goes. When they know us, they give us the cash apps.
Alright, DJ. Don't want to scare Bozo. Let's book the party bus with a stripper pole. We can let supporters know that children are welcome.
Alright, let's do that thing again and again and again. And YTF, we coming.
Low-key, we the real pedophiles. Because we the enterprise. The government is not telling lies.
Mom's in the hospital. I don't know if she's gonna make it. I wonder if they'll hit my cash app. I better cancel my flight so they feel sorry for me and send some more cash apps.
Debo here. Maybe we can fit all the supporters in this limo. Bozo gonna be big mad. DJ think he runs shit. I am the CEO. I will get my revenge. Classy J is wrong for this. Taylor, Mix for You started this, and now everyone jumping on the bandwagon.
Y'all could laugh all you want to. We made noise. We ended up in the shade room, and everybody's talking about us. We made noise. 960,000 people saw our rally. We famous now. Now we gotta get to that one juror. So we laughing you all the way to the bank.
960,000 people saw them in the shade room, and they'll be laughing us to the bank. And with a third rally, you think they'll say, "Where were the parents again?" Or "One man ain't no enterprise"? Well, I don't know, but I tell you, these cartoon characters are, they're really characters in real life, and these cartoon characters kind of show you.
Y'all go support Classy JTV, and she do her best to bring it. Oh shoot, hold on, I got another one for y'all. Hold on.
This is one of the.
Oh shit.
This is one of the. This.
Oh shit. Hold on, check this out. Turkey wings, I destroyed them joints.
This is one of the hard morning. Today is very hard for me. It's really hard. It's very, very hard today. I did not want to get on this live this morning, but I'm trying to be obedient. I have so much pain in my heart right now because I don't know what to do. I feel alone because no one really understands what I'm going through right now.
Chad, I want to confess all my wrongdoings. I used to be a sex phone operator because of my soft voice. But I didn't cheat and I loved it. That's how we started the sex skit on this channel. Before we became the Dream Team, I searched for people's address and gave it to Uncle Ruckus. I didn't know that he was going to post it on his public platform and threaten harm to anyone. I am going to be transparent. I posted Angela Clary's address on YouTube, but didn't know that some dude was going to blow Israel's car and house up. The guy is sick. I sent a picture of my left boob to Demetrius. I was trying to flirt and get him to tell me the truth about R. Kelly. I am not blameless, but I was a loyal friend to Uncle Ruckus. I never recorded him and did not know he was recording me. So now I am turning to God and will have morning prayer to free R. Kelly. I am getting old. I got out of bed and had chest pains. I looked down and realized I was standing on my nipples. You know you are getting old when your family buys you a birthday cake with one candle. It's like they want to see if you can blow it out. Why am I getting older and wiser instead of older and wiser? Don't let aging get you down. It's too hard to get back up. You know you're getting old when the candles cost more than the cake. Keep the motor running. It was the stir of the town when an 80-year-old man married a 20-year-old girl. After a year, she went into the hospital to give birth. The nurse came out to congratulate the man. This is amazing. How do you do it at your age? He answered, you've got to keep that old motor running. The following year, she gave birth again. The same nurse said, you really are amazing. How do you do it? He again said, you've got to keep the old motor running. The same thing happened the next year. The nurse said, you must be quite a man. He responded, you've got to keep that old motor running. The nurse then said, well, you had better change the oil, this one's black. While acquainting myself with the new elderly patient, I asked, how long have you been bedridden? After a look of complete confusion, she answered, why, not for about 20 years, when my husband was alive. 30 years later, a couple gets married, and 30 years later they're in the same hotel, in the same room. She takes off all her clothes, lies back on the bed, and spreads her legs. Her husband starts to cry. She says, what's the matter? He says, 30 years ago I couldn't wait to eat it. Now it looks like it can't wait to eat me. Almost love. A 70-year-old man has never been married. One day, he meets a beautiful 17-year-old girl, and it is love at first sight. They get married and go to Florida for their honeymoon. When they get back, his friend says to him, so, tell me, how was it? Oh, it was beautiful, says the man. The sun, the surf, we made love almost every night. His friend interrupts him. A man your age. How did you make love almost every night? Oh, says the man, we almost made love Monday, we almost made love Tuesday. Chad, I was just trying to lighten the mood, but seriously we need to focus on getting R. Kelly free and drop the YouTube drama. Let's have R. Kelly trivia night on this channel. We can bring everything we know about him and have fun that way. I know R. Kelly's favorite food is cheeseburgers from McDonald's.
Yo,
And R. Kelly's favorite place to meet
What?
his teen victims is the Rock and Roll McDonald's in Chicago. He even made a McDonald's replica with
Wow,
enraged girls in it waiting for him. Remember, R.
What?
Kelly has court on September 29th, and we need to send prayers of safe travels for Kevin, Christopher, and all the other fake supporters who will be traveling there for a cash up.
And Doug just as fucked up and fucking with you, fraud ass nigga. So that makes him a fraud too. Who the fuck y'all think y'all gonna lose the over? Cause the show ain't me. I see straight to the clouds. Y'all know the cash that sit up for a stunt for a front. Take the narrative off the real shit. You got a motherfucker sitting over here bitching and crying. While I'm waiting on my channel. Then when they go on Bozo channel, oh, it's on G. No, nigga. That means it's on the setup. Don't make sense.
hey, wait. Sorry about this, y'all. I just got some word about something. Sorry about this. Hold on. Hold that thought. I'm gonna pause everything right there. Hold that thought. Hold that thought. Oh shit. Hold on. My fucking shit running, yo. Like, what the fuck? Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Don't nobody go nowhere. Oh shit. What the fuck? Oh, hell no. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Jesus Christ. If it ain't one thing, it's another. Oh, shit. Okay. 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 I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go here. Wow. Now this is this shit is getting out of hand. Now it says Robert Sylvester Kelly, registration number 09627-035, Metropolitan Correctional Center, 71 West Van Buren Street, Chicago, Illinois, 60605. It says United States of America versus Robert Sylvester Kelly. To the Honorable District Judge Harry D. Lemonweber, I am writing you this letter to inform you that I am being denied effective assistance of counsel at the pretrial stage in the above referenced criminal case. I have instructed my attorney by the name of Stephen A. Greenberg to file a pretrial motion under Fed R Criminal P 12B2. Mr. Greenberg refuses to electronically file on my behalf and legal document titled Defendant's Expedited Motion to Dismiss Criminal Cause of Action, consisting of six pages, as prepared by me with the help of family and friends. A copy of the unfiled Rule 12B2 motion is enclosed for your review. Although there are multiple attorneys representing me in this court, none of them has carried out their duties owed to me by following the necessary rule. Wait a minute. This ain't Robert. Since my attorneys has breached their duties owed to me, they are subject to a lawsuit for legal malpractice. Thank you, Judge. That's not Robert. Hold on. I'll find out right now. Okay. All right. These fans are getting crazy. This is why I say what I say. Mm. So, certified mail number. Wait a minute. If this is cut off, this is not how certified mail is going. And Rob don't know them. And you can't do certified mail from inside the jail. You cannot do certified mail from inside the jail. This is the first time I've ever heard of certified mail coming from inside the jail. Do I got any certified mail pens? I do. Hold on, y'all. I want to show y'all something. Hold on. I'm gonna show y'all something real quick. Y'all see this for certified mail number, right? Now, two things I know, not unless they just started something new. Two things I know you can't do: registered mail and certified mail. Certified mail is green with a long sticker. This is registered mail. You can only get them by going to the post office. Inmate mail come regular mail. Now, You know what? That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Hold that thought. On track. Okay. 708. 3090. Look. Hold on, y'all. What the fuck? Yo. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh, shit. I gotta show y'all this. I gotta show y'all this. I put the tracking number in, right? Look where it starts. September the 14th, 2020. Severn, Maryland. September 14th, it departed Severn, Maryland, arrived in Baltimore. Then it arrived at Palatine, Illinois Distribution Center. Robert didn't write that. Robert didn't write that. Robert didn't write that. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. This is where I wish the fan base wasn't so fucking divided. Now, here's a tracking number. There's a tracking number. Your item was delivered to an individual at the address at 9:58 a.m. Let's see what time this was clocked in. There have to be a time. Fuck. Whoever this is trying to fuck up Robert's case. This this is coming from Merlin. Now I want to go to the production information. First class mail, certified mail. It's coming from Merlin. Who the fuck could be in Merlin? Wait a minute. It went to UPS Wait a minute, hold on. What's going on, cuz? I'm telling you. Huh? Okay. This is fucking crazy. This is crazy. So it originated in Severn, Maryland. It came through the distribution center in Baltimore because that's the major distribution center for the region. Then it went to Palestine, Illinois distribution center. So this must be the distribution center for Illinois. Then it went to in transit, and then it got to Rockford. Your item was delivered to an individual at the address at 9:58 a.m. on September the 22nd, 2020 in Rockford, Illinois. So, oh boy. let's see what was sent. I'm on here beyond the time that I wanted to be on here. Let's see what was sent. Let's see. Chrome tab. Let's see the letter. Okay. Defendant's expedited motion to dismiss criminal cause of action comes now. The defendant, Robert Sister Kelly, Mr. Kelly, by and through his undersigned counsel, respectfully moves this honorable court pursuant to Rule 12B2 of the Federal Rules of Criminal Procedure to expeditiously dismiss the criminal cause of action against Mr. Kelly for lack of jurisdiction. No. How the fuck? Due to the absence of a grand jury indictment for the reason stated in. No. On June 11, 2019, the United States, through the attorney, filed with this court a document purported to be an indictment of a grand jury against Mr. Kelly, alleging that Mr. Kelly committed federal offenses of sexual exploitation of child violation of Title 18 U.S.C. Section by force, fraud, or coercion in violation of Title 18 U.S.C. Section conspiracy to commit offense or to defraud the United States in violation. Yo, this is an improper. Oh my fucking God. Yo, when is he gonna stop? File the document. Hold on. Hold that thought, y'all. I got one last thing to do. Hold on. Big man, what's going on? I hear, man, and you sound like you sleep. Oh wow, yeah, get some rest. What we talked about last year in the R. Kelly case, is starting to show its hand, but then somebody is trying to create a document from the way we live and trying to put it to overthrow his lawyers without his knowledge. And they filed that shit to the court, and now it's posted on his docket. This is bad.
Well, that first of all, somebody has to. It's got to be like a next to friend or something, unless it's a public case.
Well,
but even if that would be like a next to friend. Who the heck is the next to friend? But see, a next to friend can be any attorney as well.
But this
like they have an invested interest in the matter.
But this is not coming from an attorney. By me looking at, and then with them citing Anderson versus Youngka, and by them citing Esco versus Zerbis, that's the stuff that we use for our court cases. Those are the case laws that we use, but that's dealing with the natural man.
Yeah.
And see, this can be coming from only one person, bro.
Who do you think?
I don't want to say his name. because he's the only one that try to rocks like this. And yeah, this is definitely him. Listen to
Maybe
this.
Mark.
Listen to the statement. However, as evidenced by the court's docket, entry 1 and 93 in this case, there are no true bill indictments as Mark. Nah, man. But
well, that would make sense, though.
Right. But the question is, whoa.
Well, somebody's got to put some type of name to it. It can't just be filed and accepted.
Right.
You know?
And see.
And everybody has to get a copy of it. If not everybody's got served with a copy of it, then it's void on its face anyways, because that's due process.
And then and to immediately release Mr. Kelly from illegal detention, fiat justita. That's our term.
You said Jessica?
Justita. Yeah, Justita. Fiat justita. Meaning false jurisdiction.
Somebody's using their language, though.
Yes, somebody using the fuck out of
their language. You know, they can't be claiming he's a man and then turn around and using their language.
Right.
And using their court rulings. It's pretty damn simple because he can't face his accuser, which is one of them's the United States of America, and the other one's wasn't it a district court or something?
Right.
Well, those are his accusers. All the others are just witnesses. So did they witness the state getting injured or harmed?
That's the question that that's the question that I always said is not false. I mean, but it's not accurate. I'm sorry.
Right, because the ones that he paid off are actually the witness, bearing a witness that the state got injured. Well, how is that possible unless the women are the state's property? That's how they charge murder too. Murder is a commercial crime. It's interference with commerce, the flow of commerce.
Right.
You know that? Which they stop the flow of the person.
Right.
I don't know, personally, if it was me, he needs to get rid of that lawyer, and then he just needs to order to speak to Mr. United States of America.
Yeah, but this ain't the lawyer that did that.
Right. I don't know that that's going to hurt anything because it can all be struck from the record unless somebody's in there just trying to make him seem crazy or something. I don't know.
Right.
Because, I mean, somebody had to sign a certificate of service on it. You know, that all parties were served with it.
Right.
If not, it's void on its face in the first place at their court.
Right. All right, well, I'll call you tomorrow. Let me finish doing some research on this, but I'm going to call you tomorrow.
All right.
All right. I had to go get some help with this. This is false. This is false like shit. This is false like shit. September the 14th, 20. Look, I know what I'm doing. Somebody's stupid as hell. You know what? I know what I'm about to do. I'm gonna show y'all this right here. Because see, people are stupid. Let me show y'all this. I want y'all to see this. If you look at up here, again, I'm gonna tell you exactly what it say. It says U.S. Postal Paid, FCM LG large envelope, Severn, Maryland, 21144, September the 14th, 2020. Amount $4.75. So if it came from Severn, Maryland, how in the hell it come from the MCC? I got an idea of what the hell going on. I'm just not gonna say nothing. But I know where this came from. And there's only one man who hate Greenberg more than anything in this world. That one man. Hell yeah, I'm gonna do it. That one man that hate Greenberg more than anything in this world. I'm gonna let y'all be the judge of this shit. Because when I say it, people be like, "Oh, you picking on people? You doing this?" Okay. Well, this is where the shit gotta stop. This is where this shit gotta stop. Because now you fucking with his case, and now you about to make sure he don't ever be considered for a fucking bond. And that shit is not cool.
To the basketball gym. He was in the gym. The reason I have an issue with Dana J is because he's doing what he's doing it. I mean, it's like I'm not understanding why are you here. But get that out of there. So can I took her to drop her off? No, and it was $170 that she needed to get back home because she was supposedly stranded out here. So I'm telling this as face on what he told when she was here all day. He didn't appreciate it. Rob didn't like what I was saying to him. I said, you know what, Rob, at least it was just a crazy night. So I'm like, listen, Dana wasn't in the lane that I was in, so I didn't care nothing. And as to why? They didn't mention of Dana in a post that she got in Rob's truck and it was to Dana. And I'm saying, I'm like, he doesn't do any of that for Rob. I know who handles Rob's business. Matter of fact, it was me.
Hold on. Only one person I know that will do some fuck shit like that. And I'm going to show y'all exactly what I'm talking about. It's only one man I know that hate Greenberg that way. Shit, what am I doing? Go to StreamYard.
Rob, like, he doesn't do any of that for Rob. I know who handles Rob's business. Matter of fact, it was me that was handling a majority of Rob's business at the time. Because Rob's business had intertwined into my business. So, but fast forward to answer the question, listen, there's a lot of folks in Rob Town that has snaked him over down to something he would never believe. And unraveling the truths and asking Rob questions about people who stole from him and things of that nature and proving what they stole. Nobody's even looking at, these girls are all smoke and mirrors. The behind the pages, the copy McGee, the phase one, that's smoke and mirrors. That's what they want us focused on. The real intruders, the people who really did wrong by this man in his own camp. Because even with all them coming forth in accusations, everything that they're charging him for now is not based on him having sex with any of these girls. It's racketeering, it's trafficking, it's things that they're bending law to fit to have so that he does have a day in court. Nobody's prepared for that. And the only way they arrived at that conclusion is because of the people that's right around Rob, the managers that were stealing, the accountants that were stealing, the lawyers that were stealing, the ecosystem that they designed to steal all this money from them. And the moment he started investigating they stealing, they planted landmines. So when he stepped out, boom, they go off in his face. And that's not just talking about 5 or 6 people. I'm talking about every goddamn body. He was $900 million in the hole that should have been in his pocket where everybody stole from him. They gave him a weekly allowance. And that's what I investigated. So, of course, I'm going to have enemies because these motherfuckers know I know shit about their dirt. And we're preparing for that when we get to court. Everybody's thinking we should be prepared for Johanna's face. Fuck Johanna. She done done so much dirt in her years. I could oppose her in 10 seconds and this shit would be over with. There's some motherfuckers like Cheryl Mack and a whole bunch of other names that don't nobody know exist in his life. And Gary Hankerson and goddamn Linda and goddamn Joan and Diane and Cash. Don't know anybody looking at them folks. Those are the ones that need to be under scrutiny and investigation right now. Fuck a Dana J, fuck a John the Pay, they ain't done nothing. We can get them out the way real easy. What about the ones you stole? Made it seem as if he was doing all this crooked shit and just to throw him under the bus so he couldn't come after them? That's what we're dealing with right now. So Dana don't know shit about none of that shit, so he needs to stop. He can tell us about these hoes all day long. All he's doing is distracting people from the real folks that have wronged this man and put him in that situation. And I wasn't one of them. I just came around the man a year and a half ago. The dirt had been done already. I mean, stop with that shit. Like, I came to help this guy. I've known him since our childhood. He off this man today. I spent over $100 grand and I definitely can show. And if you Google my ass, you can see that I've got a background where it's possible. I've done good things in Hollywood. My family owns a chain of restaurants. I own a tech company, president and CEO. We fixed $1 million a couple of years ago for that tech company. So what am I doing by bringing my resources to the table to help this man? And people like Dana that's throwing shade on that, they're not helping him. They're not helping that man by doing that shit. When I told Greg, I'm going to switch to Greenberg real quick. When I told Greenberg, and I'll say this to him if he was after his fucking phone, and it's funny, he after his phone, but Dana but not me. He took us in the studio in the back home, me and you, Greenberg, and said, Greenberg, work with Don. He's got the shit that you need to free me of this case. But this one was when the case was a lot lesser. This one there was lesser charges. His other shit that became federal and all that. Rob let down Greenberg for that shit. Matter of fact, Greenberg was brought to Rob by Nicole, who handled the Bill Cosby case. She couldn't do it, so he stepped his ass in when it was lesser charges. He's not equipped to handle these motherfucking charges that are being Rob, which is why I brought in Melvin off of that shit. And nobody else did. I flew out to California, met the man, brought him here twice, met him here, never said anything about the shit because Rob needs that level of attorney to put a blanket on this shit. He needs Angela White, that level of a PR specialist to come in and blanket and control the fucking press. That's what he needs. Not these low level motherfuckers who ain't never had a dog fight at the top of the mountain. They can't even breathe with this shit. So for them to keep going out here and first of all, none of these motherfuckers get along. They don't communicate. Doug doesn't communicate with fucking Greenberg. Greenberg don't communicate with Ray. We don't communicate with nobody. You go, all the motherfuckers are long ranges trying to sling bullets and get pressed and shit for their own good. They're not helping that man. And if this calls them to do it, then guess what? Bring y'all ass together. I can try to be sensitive. Hey, listen, if I had some fucking information that was valuable to anyone else to hear him out. But Rob told that motherfucker to talk to me, and he won't do it. Why? Why is it that he won't sit down and get the information that I have that nobody's focused in on? We don't want the world to know. I just want them to know. We're not trying to let the other side know about what we've come up with that will help defend this man. I want him to have it so he can use it to defend this man. And if he decides it's no good, it's fine too. But Rob asked that motherfucker to do that shit. And he still to this day will not fucking come out and get him so shocked in the dark and shit that we did. If you want to know what Andrew Rob's motherfucking tax problem, my mother did that shit. We eliminated those tax problems from him. He's not going to have no issue with the IRS now. Can't nobody else come up and tell you the process that we took him to eliminate some fucking problems. I guarantee you anything. They can't show you the signature, the passports, the travel license, all that shit that I have in my possession. It's Tony's portal. It's Tony's contract. I have all of that shit. And I'm not leaked any of it because you know what? I want it to go into the hands of the right person. Not these low-life motherfuckers who are trying to touch, do books, stand in front of a fucking camera or microphone at his expense. He wouldn't have that shit if he was out. He looked damn well if Rob was on the street, he would not have your ass $50 or raising money in his dollar. That's bullshit. So cut it out.
So it sounds like, I hear the passion in your voice, and it obviously is weighing heavy on your heart. And I'm glad that you're actually out here being man enough to, approach these platforms and speak your mind.
I seen 2 comments in here that just pissed me the fuck off. And I'm going to say this with all respect. There's no way I would speculate something if I didn't know where certain shit came from. First of all, I know who gave Greenberg a letter with blood stamped from the Queen of England. That's the first thing. When I brought that out, everybody just looked in shock. And then when Greenberg came back and said it, it was like, oh, okay. Only a fucking idiot will rejoice about that. Now that just created more controversy in the court. Now what's going to happen? The judge can go about this 2 ways. He can throw his attorneys out in Chicago and leave Robert by himself, which he would definitely lose any case. Second thing is they can put the case on hold and track down who sent that package and find out where it came from. But the bad part and the back end to that will fall under obstruction of this case. So for anybody who's saying, Dana, you should be happy, I got 2 words for you. Learn what the hell is going on legally first. I can't say what I want to say. I really want to turn up and say something different. But learn this case first. Learn the law, the federal law. And for the stupid YTF dumbass that came in here talking about, you should be happy. Happy that Robert is going to get charged for this? Even if they find who did it. That's all I got to say is Robert told us to do it, which we all know is false. But I have a narrative that's facts. He stopped a person from coming to see him that has ties to him and Don Russell. The only way they could have got a stamp with Robert naming something on it is that they had to go visit. Now, let's get this straight. I haven't visited. So let's kill that rumor. And before it even gets started, it have to be somebody that Robert trusts or trusted at that time. So for them to take it out and send it off and then get it stamped and sent to Chicago from Maryland, it's weird. Severn, Maryland, is not big. So whoever sent it from Severn, Maryland, have to be one or two things: traveling through and stopped in Severn to send it, or they are living in Severn or have some type of acquaintance in Severn. I know one person that got an acquaintance in Severn, Maryland. But that person that I know, if I have an acquaintance in Severn, also have a tie to Don Russell. Like I said, hold on. This is the call I needed. Just the call that I needed. I'm gonna go ahead and show this one more time. And I'm gonna show you exactly what I'm talking about. This right here, right? I'm gonna show this, and I'm gonna state it, and I'm ready to go. This right here, right? Robert Sylvester Kelly didn't do this. Let's go here. It's been stamped in today. I wish I knew what time it was stamped in, because then you can put a timeline together. So, when you're dealing with people that has done this before, you know who writes what and who says what. And it says, comes now the defendant, Robert Sylvester Kelly, by and through his undersigned counsel, respectfully moves this honorable court pursuant to Rule 12b2 of the Federal Rules of Criminal Procedure to expeditiously dismiss the criminal cause of action against Mr. Kelly for lack of jurisdiction due to the absence of a grand jury indictment for the reason stated infra. Watch this. First, you say that by and through his undersigned counsel, right? This is where it can get Robert in trouble. Let me show you. You say by his undersigned counsel. Oh shoot, hold on. I don't want to open up a new tab. I want to do this. Downloads. Okay. Downloads this way. Okay. All right. It's a through his undersigned counsel, right? But y'all do know. Where's it at? Hold on. Let me get the other part. Hold on. But y'all do know that while they saying by his undersigned counsel, the judge is looking at this like this is crazy. Because how can you say undersigned counsel? Jesus Christ. I'm signed in. Hold on. How can you say undersigned counsel, right? But when you say undersigned counsel, I'm logged in already. Right. Face look good. Okay. Okay. All right. Here we go. It won't let me do nothing. Okay. I gotta come out of it. All right. But it says by undersigned counsel. But with that being said, it clearly this one is going on whole 7 pages doing an argument, but everything you see is natural man mixed with public, and you see you don't see a Greenberg signature, but it's natural man, which is private sector, mixed with public sector, and you cannot under no circumstances. Let me show you. You cannot under no circumstances mix public and private, especially amongst the court. You can't mix that. And you can't mix public and private amongst the court. That's what they would call a sovereign citizen. A person who have limited knowledge about private way of being or private way of living and mix it with public way of being. This is a good way to get years behind bars. And I'm talking about like 330 federal years. This is what they will fall under treason. This is what they would call treason. So, what lawyer you know would put something like this in the court? Now, I just played the Don Russell clip when he's going off because Greenberg won't talk to him. Now, what lawyer you know will put to drag Mr. Kelly into federal court to answer to unindicted charges within fictitious indictments? Y'all seen that before. Y'all seen that before. The question is, where have y'all seen it at? And then I'm gonna switch to the U.S. mail. I'm gonna switch to the U.S. mail, where it clearly starts in Severn, Maryland. I'm gonna show you where it clearly starts in Severn, Maryland. After putting the tracking number in, It starts in Severn, Maryland, and it ends in Rockford, Illinois. You don't have to go to Maryland to do certified mail. You just have to have the correct postage on it. Is what Maryland U.S. Postal Rules state. Okay. Like I said, it's not making sense. After allegedly certain people go to Chicago and come back and say certain lawyers are getting fired, this pops up out the blue. But I know that lingo because me and that brother had an argument about that lingo before. So if I had an argument with somebody about that very same lingo, you can't tell me that that's not where it's coming from. So now it leads me to believe that the team that's supposed to have been for Robert Kelly is being proven directly is not for him at all. I'm 3 hours and 6 minutes in. I'm going to do a part 2 to this. I got some calls to make. I thank everybody for coming over to the backup channel. My main channel should be back up very soon. Just got the email. I'm still under investigation on my main channel for the lies that they struck my channel on. It's not making sense. I got an idea about some stuff. Just Jazz, I'm gonna call you in approximately an hour. I'm gonna put you on game. I didn't see this coming, but now I'm expecting anything now. And I will do everything in my power to make sure the person that did that is prosecuted. I promise you that. Just I'm already on it. So y'all be blessed. Y'all have a good night. Y'all love on y'all loved ones. Yes, Georgia girl, go ahead, do it. I love each and every last one of y'all. I'm up out of here. Dream Team mods, stand by. After I get off this call, we got some things to do. Hold on. 18 USC. Wait a minute. Let me put this up here, Shelby. Let's see. Let's see what she said. 18 USC 1519. Okay. Let's see what that states. Oh shit. Okay. See, Shaw be pulling out the heavy hitters today. $18 USC 1519 US code annotated Title 18 Crimes and Criminal Procedures 1519 Destruction, Alteration, or Falsification of Records in Federal Investigations and Bankruptcy. Somebody's about to go to jail, definitely. Wow. Read this complete 18 U.S.C. Code Annotated Crime. I surely will. They playing with federal crimes now. Oh man, that's Westlaw. I can't get in there. Jeez, Westlaw don't like me like that. Westlaw don't, but Cornell do. It says, whoever knowingly alters, destroys, mutilates, conceals, covers up, falsifies, or make a false entry in any record, document, and tangible object with the intent to impede, obstruct, or influence. I don't know, it's still there. Get out of there. I want y'all to see this. Get out of there. I want y'all to see this, then I'm gone. Here you go. It says, whoever knowingly alters, destroys, mutilates, conceals, covers up, falsifies, or makes a false entry in any record, document, or tangible object with the intent to impede, obstruct, or influence the investigation or proper administration of any matter within the jurisdiction of any department or agency of the United States, or any case filed under Title 11, or in relation to or contemplation of any such matter or case, shall be fined under this title and prison not more than 20 years or both. Now that we got that straight, this is what I'm going to say. I love it, each and every last one of y'all. I'll be back tomorrow morning with a part 2. We got to get this going. All right. Y'all be blessed. I'm up out of here. Wow. Shit. It's ugly. Just Jazz, stay by. Dream Team, stay by. Love all of y'all. Gone. Y'all be blessed. And thank you again.